Commissioner, backwards, allegiance and pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Our first item on the agenda would be to possible second reading ordinance 115 amended
I would
and
move
adoption.
I like the change in the language. It just kind of makes people clear that, yes, Jake brakes are still good to go. It's just the places that we have it designated by signage.
Friday break,
Do you want me to
can't use
read that?
break. We have to use
I know, but that's what everybody knows now.
Do you want me to read that?
Yeah, if you would.
Okay. Section 6.0504, Areas of Prohibition. The prohibition set forth herein shall apply to any public roads or highways in Brown County which are designated by signage as approved by the Brown County Commissioners.
I'll second it.
Okay, that's good. Motion for second reading with amendment.
We have a motion by Kipley, a second by Sutton. All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Now you need a motion to adopt. I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hanson, second by Commissioner Fishback to adopt the ordinance. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And this will be roll call in the minutes. Okay.
Just so everybody knows that it's only going to be in effect where we vote to put the signs up, so we'd have to vote again for an area, certain areas, right?
This actually doesn't go into effect until April 17th.
Yeah.
And then I believe Dirk said it was like any speed limit change or load limits.
We'd have to
Gotta go
approve
by
it.
resolution.
Yeah, we'd have to approve it again.
Yeah, go ahead.
So then, for someone to bring that in, what would be the criteria on that? I mean, we're talking gravel and any county road?
It's a county road, I guess. It would be up to, my understanding would be up to the person that would want to adopt that signage would have to then come to Dirk, who is basically in charge of our signage in Brown County, the superintendent of highways. And then he would bring it to the commission, and we would decide whether we would put a sign there or not, because the next thing you know, we could have 800 signs in 4 miles. So that would be a commission decision at that time if we felt it was necessary for that particular area to have that sign put up.
Is the concern noise or washboarding, or what would be
Noise.
here?
The noise.
Noise. Okay. And it's, okay, I just would address some concerns with that, but they're not, you know.
The only area that was talked about was, what, South 281?
Yeah.
Right.
So an area that there's any concern.
Okay,
And we're not going to put up any more unless there's, you know, somebody comes in to ask for them.
sure, sure. Okay.
And then it'd be a meeting, it'd be advertised, so people could come in and respond to
Respond
that.
to that. Yep, that's all I want to know. Thank you.
And it would pertain to any township, county, or even state highway outside of municipalities, because like Aberdeen, I think Warner, some municipalities already have their own ordinance, so it wouldn't
Mhm.
apply to those. But
Yep.
anything outside of a municipality.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not our intention to put up a bunch of signs, so.
Yeah. Thank you.
I guess we were about a minute early, but I think we can probably move into our next agenda item, which would be Derek Ritchie with FAIR, discuss contracts and personnel.
Hey, ready?
Good morning.
Morning.
First one we'll go over, I see that the Showfix amendment agreement is on the roll. Did we need to discuss that at all? Or does anybody have any questions on that?
So is it pulling everything from our online ticket sales into a different program then? Or is it only the fees that you're pulling to track?
Just the credit card fees. Yep, the internal fees still stay the same, that doesn't change. The only thing is we're just transferring the risk, if you will, for the credit card. The difference between what the transfer rate is and what the fee is over to their company versus internally, which we knew would happen when we signed this. As people move to more credit card purchases, we know that there's going to be a transition in fees. So the more that they use a credit card, the less advantageous it is for us because of the amount of manipulation we have to do on the back end of exporting it out, transferring it over. And last year, the net profit was only $544. I mean, when you cover the additional hours that are required to take the reports out, put it back in, we're probably at a break-even point, and we're projecting credit card sales to increase another 4 to 5% this year. So that would put us actually in negative for
So
what we're
this-
doing right now.
This would be the amount that, it goes up and down based on percentage, and that we are having such a time reconciling, so our
Correct.
process at the end of August when we're reconciling should be seamless now.
It's basically just going to be the net price of the ticket, less the fees for the program, and then that's it. We don't have to worry about this card transfers at 1.6, that one transfers at 1.8. Before, we were making enough money to where it made sense to do that. You know, we were probably in the 1,800 to 3,000 range. Now that it's shrinking, it doesn't make sense for us to continue to take that manipulation on.
Sounds good, and I appreciate you already talked to the treasurer's office, and looks like they're on board with it. Do we need a motion on that?
Yeah.
I would move it.
Second.
Moved by Kipling, second by Sutton, to approve the contract change in the way the service fees are deposited into the county treasurer. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And might be able to get a copy of that after the meeting, just to send over to them so they can start the process. Because we're set for sale, going online on Thursday, so. But we just want to make sure we test the system for a day before we go.
8 AM?
8 a.m.? 8 a.m. Thursday?
Okay,
Thursday, tickets go up,
Yep, 8 a.m. Thursday.
sounds good.
All right. And the next one is, we met with HR and state's attorney to look at the Fair Board application. We had some recommendations to make some changes. After some extensive review and conversation, we decided to adopt two, adding the physical requirement of what may be asked of you into the application, but we're also going to be removing the Monday requirement out of the board application. And the primary reason for that is over the last 7 years, 80 to 90% of the board has now been able to work that Monday. So there's some concerns about, we're saying that you have to work the Monday, but then we're kind of looking the other way when they don't. So rather than forcing everybody into an uncomfortable position, we're just going to remove the Monday requirement and work with the group to try to get enough bodies to put away, and then work more with Fairgrounds to put away stuff too as well. But I've got copies of those if you wanted to take a look at. No huge material changes, so I've got one for Chris too.
You said the Monday after, not prior to?
Monday after, yeah. That's page 2, that's the only page that had any changes, material changes to it. The rest of them stay the same.
No, we just want this, it's just those two.
So bullet point 6 is the one that changed.
Everybody was all right with that on the Fair Board, and that's kind of where the suggestion came from, and
Majority was okay with it. We did have some dissent, but it was in the
I don't
minority.
see the word Monday.
We removed it. It used to be
It used to be
in between the brackets,
Okay.
yep.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry about that. Used to.
That's
used to-
okay, I just misunderstood.
Yeah. Used to be right after Fair Week.
and we don't have to do anything with that, do we? It's just an update.
It's just improvement.
Sounds good.
Okay, that's all I have. Any questions?
One question I had,
Sure.
what's Hootsuite?
It's a program that allows us to manage all of our messaging for Twitter, primarily social media, Twitter, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, so.
Kind of an advertising type thing for us for the fair, is that
Yeah,
what?
instead of having to go into each individual program one at a time, each of the 4 we can go in from this deck, we can schedule things, schedule advertisements, if you will, within that. It just makes it a little bit easier for us rather than going into 4 different ones. We set it once and then it kind of distributes it to the 4.
think
I
my
just seen the
age
bill in
just
there, and I was
shows.
just curious what it was, because I see it comes out of Vancouver, Canada, and I thought, are we advertising our fair in Canada?
It was a pretty good deal with the exchange rate, so.
Okay.
Yeah, it allows us to.
I didn't know what was going on. so I-
Yeah, no problem with that, eh?
Sorry.
Have a good day, Eric. Have a good day.
How do you find those places?
Google it.
$8:55, we have Judy Dosh. Is Judy available?
That's up, Mark.
You're up, Judy.
Morning.
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 Probably a bodyguard.
Yeah, yes. They want to feel lonely.
They got your back.
Oh, Judy Joe.
We have a little discussion of courthouse security and the elevator contract. Judy, can you
Well,
tell us?
I didn't get the paperwork back from him yesterday. He was gonna do some changing on it, so I figured I can't even come in with that and have you guys sign it, because I'd rather have everything else wrote down.
You're talking about the
The
elevator.
elevator stuff. But I'm coming in with the, you'd asked me to get a quote for the handicap door on the south entrance of the courthouse. And that comes in at $4,385.16. And I'm gonna say that's 3 to 4 weeks out. We don't have it takes a special clearance headroom, because we don't have much headroom up there, so.
So what we saved on putting the elevator to the third floor, we spend on the door out there.
Basically. Yep. Basically. And, I mean, we do have like the magnetic holes on our 2 fire doors that we could reuse, which would probably take maybe, $300 off of this, so.
Really?
Just keeps getting extended further and further. Hopefully by August we'll have this done, is what you're thinking?
We did have a security meeting yesterday, and the judge is aware that it may be 3 to 4 weeks out, so they're aware that it's gonna prolong the implementation
Okay,
date.
they're acceptable of that.
They know what we're up against.
I think we gotta do it. It's the only way into that area for the court to provide.
Right, we didn't want to lock the doors down every which way, and then suddenly we can't get people, in, so, and that puts us back a little bit, so.
And that was the bid from House of Glass. I would entertain a motion to accept that bid from House of Glass to put our handicap.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Fishback, to approve modifying the south entrance for handicap. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then,
Tell them to get on it pronto.
I will do that. And then kind of in our safety meeting yesterday too, we had some other issues that we were going to address with you guys. One of them was, people are going to be going through the fire doors with their fobs and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll have, our security personnel and stuff out there. And some of them are new, so they're really not going to know who the people are that work here. So we were wondering if you'd change the policy manual or if it's already in the policy manual that they need to wear their ID tags.
I think it's in there.
Thought they were supposed to know.
Yeah, they should have them.
It's policy, it's not being followed, we just need to
Enforce it.
issue a statement that we will be enforcing it once we get this all implemented. The sooner they start, the sooner it'll become habit.
Can we put a fob on their thing so they'd have to use that?
That's where mine's at, with my card.
That would be a way to eliminate it. They'd be forced to.
And then, I guess at what time do we want to, we'll wait to shut the fire doors down when we get the handicap door in? Then, what was I going to say? Oh, you guys should, at that time, are we going to put something in the paper to let people aware that the only doors they're going to be able to use is the west entrance and the sheriff's east entrance to get to see the sheriff, and the south doors to get into the courthouse.
This door to get into here.
The west doors to get into here, yeah.
That's gonna be
Oh, it's have to be open.
That'll be open,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're probably, 4 or 5 weeks off from that happening?
Well, I didn't
Maybe
know if you
longer.
kind of wanted, yeah, but I didn't know how long you want to wait out, if you kind of want to start kind of notifying people, or do you want to wait till we get the handicap doors in and all that? and start-
Everything's done except the handicap part of the south door.
Yeah, so,
So we could lock them down any day, whenever.
The hiring's done?
Oh, I think they're close on that, but I mean, as far as the doors, mechanical, that's all done.
Why don't we wait till at least 2 weeks out, so we know in 2 weeks we got plenty of time at that time, because it could turn into 4 weeks, it could turn into 5 weeks the way this project's going, so why don't we just kind of be notified that in 2 weeks we're about ready, then put it in the paper, and Shannon probably can help us out there.
And even just some good signage out here, you know, whether it be right on the doors or some yard, like on the corners, some of those stick in. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, because, yeah, some will see it in the paper, but I think...
That they
some
can't
sign-
get to the center
Right.
until they get,
And on the website.
And then also, Paul is going to have another fob installed in the north door over by me, so that we don't have people that can come in and then go to the back door and let people in. So we're going to double fob that door.
I'm not
Pretty
even
soon
gonna
you just have to
say.
have a fob on your forehead.
Should have been planted here.
Those are available, they're kind of expensive. So, what is 2 weeks, you think's plenty of time, once we kind of know the deadline, or
I
it should
think
be
so.
early than that?
I think so.
If you put it too early, people are gonna,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to.
Well, we could actually close the doors and not lock them right now, I would think. You know, just, and if people wanted to go through, I mean, they still could, but it would be somewhat of a deterrent now that, hey, that door's closed, and maybe I can't get through there. That would maybe be an option.
Maybe close those doors and put a sign on it, due to security upgrades, this is one of the doors that will be locked after
Such
a certain
Yeah.
date. That way they kind of,
They get a pattern.
Yeah?
I made a call with the fire marshal yesterday too, and he's actually going to come over and look, because depending on how much foot we have, how much feet we have, and, you know, certain different feet, depends on if you need to put up certain signs. So I might have to put up a sign at some place on the doors, so, which, you know, that's fine. So I'm waiting for that too, so, but...
Just one thing leads to another expense.
and I think it's important to know too that in the event of an emergency or a fire, those doors will automatically unlock, so, you know, you will have access to the exits, even though those doors are locked.
Sounds good.
and anything else to add to the security?
Well, actually, we did well on the doors. I think we're gonna come in about 8,000 under budget. So, besides the elevator, we had some parts left over that we used, and we did a lot of the labor before they got here, so
Good.
I think one plus is we're going down on that one, not over.
Nice to have a little good news.
Once in a while.
Anything else on court security?
I think so. You guys have...
We're getting there.
Making progress.
It's all that counts, hopefully we'll have this thing
One
buttoned up
step,
in.
one step at a time.
Well, thank you for your work on that, Jim.
It will be a change, and it'll be adjustments that everybody's gonna have to learn learn to live with, but change is never easy.
I think that's a good idea about shutting that door and getting, some people come once a month to here, you know, you just need to get it in the habit.
Very good.
Okay,
Good job.
Thanks.
thank you. I guess that brings us up to Max on
Okay.
your...
Minutes from March 13th.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, seconded by Fishback to approve the minutes from March 13th. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Claims and payroll.
Second.
Moved by Kipley, seconded by Hanson to approve claims and payroll. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
HR report.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Fishback, seconded by Sutton to approve the HR report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Authorize the chair to sign the contract for the Highway Tuck Point project building.
I will move that. I did have one question on, somebody had posed to me whether it was 100% of the building that we were doing, and it was apples to apples, and I did check with Judy, and it is. So the two bids that we did get were both for the whole building, because somebody was concerned from the public that had called and said, are they doing all of it, or are they just doing the parts that look bad. And so Judy had said both companies that bid it were apples to apples and doing the whole thing, so.
I'll second it.
Motion by Kipley, second by Fishback to approve the highway building tuck point for the chair to sign. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Approve and authorize the chair to sign the contracts for highway materials, supplies, and rental of equipment as they come in.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Hanson, second by Sutton to approve the chair to sign the contracts for the highway department as they come in. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
There's a special malt license application from the Boys and Girls Club to serve malt beverages at the Bolorama special event.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Hanson, second by Sutton to approve the special malt beverage application for the Boys and Girls Club. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Fair contracts.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Fishback, second by Kipley to approve the fair contracts. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion, opposed? Motion carries.
Approve and authorize the chair to sign the Stop Violence Against Women Act grant application.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Kipley, second by Hanson to approve the grant from the Stop Violence Against Women. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Authorize advertising the noxious weed notice.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Fishback, second by Kipley to advertise a noxious weed notice. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Lottery application.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Hanson to approve the lottery application. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have.
Okay, Gary, do you have something for us?
No, we're good this week.
Chris, do you have anything for us?
I would ask to go into executive session for proposed or pending litigation, the ag land assessment issue, give you folks an update on where we're at legally.
Move.
Second. Moved by Sutton, second by Fishback to go into exec to discuss. We are out of exec, no action as a result of exec.
I would make a motion, we go back in exec for personnel.
Second.
Second.
Motion by
Oh, second,
Kipley,
yeah.
second by Sutton to go back into exec for personnel. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. No action as a result of exec on personnel. That concludes our agenda. Do we have anything else to come before the commission today?
I have one thing.
Okay, Paul?
On the payroll, we've taken the files to RAM, their company's working on, as far as the import of our employees and stuff. Now we're working on the import back into Encode. I asked for access to the reports for the GL and the AP, and the question came back to me this morning on why. I thought I explained that the last update, but now we're working on the Encode interface back to Encode, and also the voucher system into Encode. So that's why I need access to those reports. It's just
General ledger and what's AP?
accounts payable.
Gotcha.
That's where payroll will come back
Yep.
into. So that's the reason I requested it now, but that question just came back this morning. I apologize that if I'd known sooner I'd have got on the agenda, but, so, I guess I came up to, if there was any other questions.
Well, we're not doing, it's not an agenda item, we're just discussing it at this point.
Right, exactly.
I'll need a motion for that to happen though.
I think we already did last.
Well,
We
the
approved
payroll's
the
been
payroll.
approved.
That's already been...
Yeah, we've already approved RAM doing our payroll,
Yeah.
and this is just part of that. So if you don't have access to Encode, people won't get paid.
No, we can't, if I can't do the interface coming back to Encode, then either the auditor's gonna have to enter it manually, all that payroll data, or, I mean, that's what it is. That's what we're trying to do is, now we need to get that done, or we can pay Encode to do the whole thing, and whatever their hourly rate is, I guess. But right now, we're just trying to we need to see the report so we can see how the structure is, so we can make the template, and the Encode tells me that's where the templates are, just in the reports. I'm not asking for access to change anything in the general ledger or the accounts payable, just access to the reports to read them and view them. And that's where the templates are for Encode. So,
What's the best way to handle that? Is that a password or is that a, how do you?
I
I
just
can
need
do it
permission.
if I have authorization from the commission to do it.
Okay.
Well, if you're gonna vote on something, put it on the agenda next week, and if people don't get paid in the meantime, it's a stupid issue to be fighting about. I don't think we need to vote on it, number one.
No, it was already
And
decided
number
last
two, if
week.
you are gonna vote on it to get people paid, then somebody's gonna have to do it in the meantime for the next week.
So
And
if
I
you
don't
just
think-
give
I
me
personally
the
don't think
order
you need
to do
vote.
it, you don't need a motion.
Well, I believe the motion was when we approved the payroll for RAM, it was stated in there, that's part of the payroll program. This is becoming a secondary item to what actually was approved in payroll. I guess we'd have to pull the payroll what we approved and
Well, this is
clarify
just
that.
what is needed to fully implement the whole system, in my opinion.
Can you guys work together and take care of it this week?
I'll take care of it.
I have no problem with that, that's just,
If
the question came up, so I thought
Commissioner
I would come address it, so.
I think it is. Any issues, Tom? Based on the motion last week?
there was no motion last week.
To do the payroll, was
Oh,
that
2
2 weeks
weeks
ago?
ago. 2 weeks
2 weeks
ago,
ago.
That was to approve the contract with RAM that had nothing to do with the rights to Encode.
Oh, I thought it was
But
all the
this
whole
is just-
process.
This is all
That's part of payroll.
them doing our payroll. It's one of the processes that's
I mean,
necessary.
if departments can't get along and cooperate with each other to get stuff done, and the commission's gonna have to order it or vote on it, then the commission's gonna have to vote on it. If
You don't
that's
have to
what the
vote on it.
department wants.
If they're telling me I have to do it, then I'll do it.
Settled.
Okay?
That was it,
I'll
thank
get
you.
it to you.
Anything else to come before the commission this morning?
Motion to adjourn?
I have a motion to adjourn by Kipling, second by Sutton, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.